My name is Navod aka Navod the Nomad. I'm 28 years old. I'm currently traveling the U.S. in my Ford Transit high roof. I'm a polyamorous nomad, so you'll see my partners pop in here and there, just depending on where I'm traveling to. So for the most part, I travel alone. It does get lonely sometimes, but hey, it's all in the journey. This is a journey I decided to take solo to just be able to grow myself, to work on my mental health, to be able to challenge myself. I can just be honest and say I've got abandonment issues. So, like I said, it's all about growth for me. Um, if my partners do travel with me, it just depends on the distance and their schedule. Another option we'll take is sometime they may ride with me and then fly back from the destination. So it really depends where we're headed. Like I said, the journey for me is all about growth. We also try to have new experiences and things like that on the side as well. So for the most part, like I said, it's just me, solo nomad, me on the road, just taking in all the experiences I can and just trying to grow and be the best man I can be. I think the main difference for Black nomadic relationships, whether you're both living the lifestyle or not, I think what makes it different from other communities is that it's typically a new space for both partners. With other communities, it's really common for one of them to have grown up in the outdoors or in the camping space, just things like that. But typically in our space, it's more common for it to be like neither partner having had experience. So it makes it where it's a really completely new journey, which can make it exciting, but it can also make it a really large task to take on that you'll have to be prepared for, because it can make or break relationships sometimes if you're not prepared, which is any big task that you need to take on. I think the most rewarding piece is the growth that you're able to make over time. They say distance makes the heart grow fonder. So it allows you to be able to put in perspective things that are important to you, things that you may want to work on that you hadn't realized before. So it just gives you things to be able to put into consideration that you might not think about when you're so close, when you're right there together. I think the biggest challenge to me is just being away from your family, but still being able to complete your goals and dreams as being a wanderlust or outdoor enthusiast. It's not really a challenge for me to be able to meet my responsibilities with all of the advanced technology that we have today. For example, it's easy to still do things like, get the yard taken care of, even if you're not here, because there are services you can just sign up for over the internet. So just small things like that, you can still be present in some ways, but the biggest challenge of all is always going to be just not being able to have that physical face-to-face contact if that's something that you're used to having. There's ways to navigate it, but I mean, it gets easier over time, but it's still tough. I think the most damaging mindset would be to feel like if your partner is a wanderlust and like you're not, or it's not like your priority at this point in your life, to feel like it's something personal, to take it personal that they want to not be around you specifically, because this is a journey that I personally decided to take for myself, for my own growth, to heal my own mental health. And so for me, if someone was to take it personally and to feel like that I'm doing these things out of spite or anything else, that would create unnecessary confusion when it's really just everyone's journey looks different. Everyone's journey to, just healing themselves or whatever's important to them looks different. So the mindset of just taking that space personal, taking that journey personal. So it's just important to remember that everyone's journey is different. For me, the biggest thing to combat those feelings of loneliness on the road is to always keep that connection back home, whether it's weekly FaceTimes with your friends and family, or just writing letters back and forth if you're stationary in one place for a bit. Just always keeping that connection. When you're a nomad, that doesn't mean that you ever give up that full connection to wherever you're from. Home is always where the heart is. So you're always going to be thinking about home. So just keeping that connection in place and keeping in contact with your loved ones is really key. Aside from that, just going out and trying to meet new people, different events. There's tons of apps now that you can use to be able to meet new folks, or at least just to be around people with new energy. So That's my biggest advice, to just try to remain social. You don't want to really be a hermit crab. My van is my safe space, but I always have to try to keep myself in check so that I'm not just, staying in the van all the time, that I'll make sure I get out and try to be social. My advice to new nomads is always to just put your own spin on things, have fun, take your time. You don't have to try to copy anyone else's build or try to go to the same places that you see everyone else going to. Like I said, just take your time and make your plan and just do it the way you want to do it. Go places that you'd enjoy seeing. So like I said, just make it your own thing. It'll make the journey that much more enjoyable, and the experience is that much more memorable.